There's a clock somewhere, quietly ticking. Each tick feels like a heartbeat of the universe. And yet, what if that sound means nothing? What if the flow of seconds, minutes, and hours is not movement at all, but the illusion of movement? You've always been told that time passes, that there is a before and an after, that we are born, we live, we die. But what if everything you have ever known, past, present, and future, is all happening right now? The mind believes in time because it remembers. It carries stories, emotions, and moments, and arranges them in a straight line. It tells itself, I was once a child, and now I am grown. But deep down, the universe doesn't move in lines. It expands in every direction, not forward, not backward, but everywhere, all at once. Imagine this. You are sitting by a river. The water flows, and you say, the river is moving. But from the perspective of the water itself, nothing moves. It is only the world around it that changes shape. Time feels like that. We stand still, while existence rearranges itself to give the illusion of motion. For thousands of years, humans have worshipped time. We call it destiny. We measure it in years. We divide it into moments, and we fear that one day it will run out. But what if it never began? What if every moment you think has passed is still right here, unfolding beside you, unseen? There's an ancient whisper that says, nothing truly begins and nothing truly ends. It is not poetry, it is physics. Because in the deepest equations of reality, time is not a fundamental thing. It is not built into the fabric of the universe. It is built into us. We invented time the way a dream invents meaning. We gave shape to something that might not exist at all. Think about it. When you sleep, your dreams have a timeline. Things happen, events unfold, you move through a story. But when you wake, you realize it all happened in a single, timeless instant. Could the waking world be the same? Every memory you hold, every expectation you imagine, exists right now in your consciousness. There is no past stored somewhere far away. Only the mind's act of remembering, and that act happens now. Einstein once said, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. He didn't mean it metaphorically. He meant it literally. Because according to the laws of relativity, time bends, stretches, and folds, depending on where you stand. It is not absolute. It is perspective. When you look at the stars tonight, you are not seeing the past. You are seeing now. Because for light, there is no travel. It simply exists in every place along its path, all at once. So what if our lives are like the light from those distant stars? What if every version of you that has ever existed, the child, the dreamer, the seeker, is still glowing, still alive, still happening, in a part of reality you can't yet touch? We call it memory, but the universe calls it continuity. Because it never stopped. It never started. It just is. And if time is not real, then what are we living through? If everything is simultaneous, then what does change even mean? Maybe life is not a journey from beginning to end, but a stillness in which everything unfolds together. The ticking clock, the moving shadows, the rising sun. They don't show the passing of time. They show the rhythm of being, the heartbeat of something infinite, pretending to move, so that we may experience the beauty of motion. We have mistaken the dance for the dancer. We have mistaken the rhythm for the music itself. But the truth is deeper. The truth is still. If time is an illusion, then perhaps nothing ever dies. Perhaps you are not older today, only deeper into the same eternal moment. What if time is not the river we sail through, but the ocean that surrounds us, and we are the waves believing we move when we have always been one with the water itself? The question, then, is not, what is time? But rather, who is dreaming it? Because if the universe is timeless, then someone or something is watching it unfold, not in sequence, but in wholeness. And maybe that watcher is you. Time is not something you can hold. You cannot touch it, store it, or even truly measure it. You can only feel it passing, like wind across your skin, a sensation, not a substance. The truth is, we have built our entire understanding of life on the belief that time flows. We say, the past is behind us. We say, the future awaits. But have you ever seen the past? Have you ever touched the future? They live only inside the mind, in memory and in imagination. We humans invented clocks not to measure time, but to measure change. The earth spins, the moon moves, the stars shift. We saw patterns in the sky, and we named them seconds, minutes, and hours. But what we were really measuring was motion, not time itself. Think of the sun rising. You say it happens every morning, but the sun is not moving around you. The earth spins, and your point of view changes. The sunrise is not an event in time. It is a dance of perspective. If you stop moving, if your thoughts slow down, time seems to slow too. Moments stretch. Breath becomes eternity. You felt it. In meditation, in love, in silence. That feeling, that timeless peace, is a glimpse of what reality truly is when the illusion fades. The body lives in motion, but consciousness does not. Awareness exists beyond sequence. It observes everything, birth, growth, decay, yet it itself never changes. It watches time unfold, but remains untouched by it. Scientists once believed time was a universal constant, flowing the same for everyone, everywhere. But then Einstein showed us something astonishing. He revealed that time bends with speed and gravity. If you move fast enough, or stand near something massive, time slows down, or speeds up. So which is true, the slow clock or the fast one? Both, because time is not fixed, it is relative. If time changes depending on where you are, how can it be real? It cannot. It is a shadow cast by something deeper, a pattern in the geometry of space itself. What we call the passing of time is just the unfolding of relationships between things. Imagine the universe as a vast painting. Every brushstroke, every star, every moment is already there on the canvas. When you walk through the gallery, you see one part at a time. You think the story is unfolding, but the entire picture has always existed, complete, unchanging, eternal. That is the nature of reality. The past, the future, the present, they are not lines in motion. They are coordinates in a grand, still landscape. You are the traveler, moving your awareness from one coordinate to another, giving birth to the illusion of time. When you remember something, you are not traveling backward. You are activating a pattern, a vibration stored in the fabric of consciousness. When you dream of tomorrow, you are not peeking ahead. You are shaping the same infinite field from a different angle. In the heart of quantum physics, this illusion becomes even more mysterious. Particles do not move through time as we imagine. They exist in states, possibilities, until observed. Only when awareness touches them do they choose a position. That moment of choice creates what we call the present. So the present is not a point on a line. It is a creative act, a spark of perception. You are not living in time. You are creating it. Every thought, every observation writes a page in your version of the universe, and all those pages exist together, stacked, timelessly, like a book that is already finished. But you can read only one page at a time. The illusion of time is the mind flipping through the pages of something already whole. We live inside a story that has already been written. Yet, the wonder of consciousness is that we can feel it unfold. And in that unfolding, in that dream of movement, we find meaning. Because even if time is not real, the experience of it still is. Your memories shape your heart. Your hopes shape your choices. The illusion is the stage upon which awareness learns to see itself. Maybe that's the purpose of time, not to move forward, but to let us experience forwardness, to let the infinite feel what it's like to bloom. In the vastness of the universe, time is not a river, it is a landscape. And we, human beings, living, breathing, wondering, are explorers walking through it, one frame at a time. Physics does not describe time as we feel it. To the universe, there is no now, no single glowing dot moving across the line of existence. Everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen already exists together, woven into the same cosmic fabric. Einstein called it space-time. 4 dimensions, fused, length, width, height, and something invisible, something we call time. But in this union, time is not flowing. It is laid out like a scroll, a vast unrolling tapestry where every moment is stitched in place. Imagine your life like a film reel. Every frame of the movie exists simultaneously. There is no motion on the film itself. Motion appears only when light passes through it, one image after another. In the same way, consciousness is the light. Reality is the film. You are the one projecting the illusion of movement onto an unmoving universe. In this picture, the past has not vanished, and the future has not yet come. They both exist eternally. Every event, every thought, every possibility rests somewhere on that cosmic reel. Scientists call this idea the block universe. It means that the entire history of reality, from the first particle's birth to the last flicker of starlight, exists together, beyond the flow of time. Nothing moves. Everything is. But if that's true, why do we experience time at all? Why do we feel the seconds, the memories, the aging of our bodies? The answer might lie not in the universe, but in the mind. The human brain doesn't perceive reality directly. It creates a model of it, a simulation, a moving story stitched together from fragments of change. When we observe motion, our brain strings still images into flow. Just as a film projector shows 24 frames per second, and your mind sees it as continuous motion, reality itself may be flickering faster than perception. We are not watching time unfold, we are generating it. Quantum physics adds another layer to this mystery. At the smallest scales of existence, particles do not move smoothly through time. They behave in probabilities, blurred states that exist across many possibilities at once. Only when observed does one version appear, collapsing the infinite into the now. It's as if the universe waits for awareness to choose which version of itself to become real. And that moment of observation, that collapse, is what we experience as the present. The present, then, is not a fixed instant between past and future. It is the moment of creation itself. Every observation, every thought, is a new reality crystallizing from potential. You are not moving through time, you are sculpting it. Quantum mechanics whispers something extraordinary. Reality is participatory. Consciousness does not live inside time. Time lives inside consciousness. The double-slit experiment, one of the strangest in science, proved this in its quiet, unsettling way. When light passes through two slits, it behaves like a wave, spreading out, infinite and uncertain. But when someone observes it, it collapses into a single path, a particle, fixed and defined. Observation creates form. Awareness carves order from chaos. What does that say about time? Perhaps every moment in history exists as a wave until awareness chooses to experience one of them. The act of noticing, of being conscious, is what transforms timeless possibility into the illusion of sequence. If no one observes, there is no time. This is not philosophy, it's physics. Even Einstein's relativity shows us that time bends to perspective. A clock on a mountain ticks faster than a clock at sea level. A clock on a spaceship near light speed moves slower than one on Earth. There is no universal time. Each point of view has its own rhythm, its own tempo of existence. So what does that mean? It means time is not something out there. It's a relationship between motion and perception, between space and awareness. If you could travel at the speed of light, something incredible would happen. Your experience of time would stop. From your perspective, the entire universe would collapse into a single, eternal moment. You would see everything, everywhere, all at once. To light, there is no before and after. It simply exists. What if consciousness is like light? What if, deep within, we are made of the same timeless awareness, and we only believe we are moving through something called time? There are moments when you feel this truth, even if you cannot explain it. When you lose yourself in beauty, in music, in love, time dissolves. A minute feels infinite. An hour disappears. You are no longer counting seconds. You are being. Those moments are not exceptions. They are glimpses of what reality truly is. The physicist Carlo Rovelli once wrote, "The world does not exist in time. Time exists in the world we describe." Meaning, it is not a property of the universe, but a tool of understanding. Our ancestors told stories of gods who controlled time. But maybe the divine was never outside us. Maybe the power to bend, shape, and perceive time was always within the observer. Modern neuroscience even supports this. Our brains construct the flow of time from sensory data. When you are focused or joyful, time feels short. When you are anxious or bored, time stretches endlessly. The seconds don't change. Your perception does. This means the mind does not travel through time. It creates time. It weaves a timeline from the fragments of a timeless field. And when awareness shifts, in meditation, in death, in deep sleep, the timeline dissolves. Only presence remains, a silence beyond all measure. So maybe the scientists and mystics were never that different after all. One spoke of relativity, the other spoke of eternity, and both pointed to the same truth, that time is not something we pass through, but something we imagine, so that eternity can experience itself as a story. If time is not real, then what are we? What does it mean to be alive in a universe that never truly moves? Every second you breathe, you are touching something eternal, not the passing of moments, but the unfolding of awareness itself. The philosophers have always felt this. Long before equations and telescopes, they whispered of an unchanging reality beneath the dance of change. Heraclitus said, "Everything flows." Parmenides replied, "Nothing moves." Between them, the human mind was born, forever caught between motion and stillness, between the illusion of becoming and the truth of being. When you look at the night sky, you see the past. The light from a distant star left its source millions of years ago, yet you see it now. That star might already be gone, but its memory glows in your present. So what is real? The star that was, or the light you see? The truth is both, because in a timeless universe, cause and effect are not separated. They coexist, woven in a fabric of simultaneity. We are threads in that fabric, not moving through time, but being read like sentences in a cosmic story. But then comes the question that no scientist can ignore and no philosopher can answer. If everything already exists, what is the purpose of choice? Why do we feel the pull of destiny and freedom both at once? Imagine time not as a line, but as a vast ocean. Every possibility floats there, every version of your life. When you make a decision, you are not changing the ocean. You are shifting which wave your consciousness rides. Each choice reveals a different version of the same eternal universe. You are not rewriting reality. You are re-experiencing it from another angle of awareness. So maybe what we call the future is not something that will happen. It is something that is already there, waiting for your attention. Consciousness moves, and reality rearranges itself around it. This is why the mystics said, reality follows attention. The scientists said, observation collapses the wave. They were both saying the same thing, that awareness is the key to unlocking the universe's potential. Now imagine this. What if the entire cosmos is a single vast consciousness dreaming itself into being? Every galaxy, every atom, every heartbeat is part of one infinite awareness exploring itself from within. You are not separate from that dream. You are the dream. When you look up at the stars, it is the universe looking back at itself through your eyes. You are the witness and the witnessed, the dreamer and the dream. This idea is not just poetry. It's the foundation of many philosophies. From Advaita Vedanta to Buddhist emptiness to modern panpsychism, they all point to a single quiet realization that consciousness is fundamental, not a product of time, but the source of it. When you die, what ends? The timeline ends, the story, the motion, the memory. But the awareness that saw it all, the space in which it appeared, that cannot vanish, because it was never born. It was never bound by the clock. To the universe, death and birth are the same event, a ripple in still water. To consciousness, they are transitions between dreams. Perhaps you felt it before, that strange sense of déjà vu, as if you've already lived this moment, or that timeless calm during meditation when you forget the difference between the past and now. Those are echoes of your deeper nature, timeless awareness glimpsing itself through the veil of time. If time is the dream, then awakening is not about stopping it. It's about realizing that you were the dreamer all along. Maybe this is why humans have always sought meaning, because meaning is how eternity finds itself within a moment. You look for purpose because deep down you already are it. Science tries to measure time, but meaning cannot be measured. It is felt, like warmth from a distant sun, and yet they are two sides of one truth. Science explains the structure, philosophy describes the soul. Together, they whisper the same secret, that the universe is not running on time. It is breathing in consciousness. So when you look at your life, don't see it as a journey through time. See it as a pattern emerging from eternity. Every loss, every joy, every silence, They were never events on a clock. They were ripples in awareness, moments where the infinite remembered itself. We think we are small, tiny sparks in the cosmic dark. But in truth, the dark is only the shadow cast by our own light. You are not a traveler in time. You are the stillness through which time travels. And one day, when the illusion fades completely, you'll remember. You'll remember that there was never a beginning, never an end, only a continuous unfolding. A story without pages, a song without measure. You are that song. And you have always been playing. Close your eyes and imagine you are floating beyond everything you know. No planets, no stars, no body, only awareness, a soft glow spread across infinity. In this space, there is no time, no past, no future, only the pulse of existence, slow and eternal. Maybe this is what the universe feels like in its quiet moments. A vast ocean of consciousness, rippled only by the dream of motion. Every wave is a thought, every galaxy, a heartbeat, every atom, a single whisper of awareness saying, I am. The dream of time begins with that whisper. It echoes, folds, and becomes the great story, the illusion of before and after. You are living inside that echo. Your heartbeat is the rhythm of eternity pretending to be a clock. The stars you see above are the neurons of a dreaming mind. They flicker, communicating across light years, sending messages between realms of silence. And when one dies, it is not destruction. It is transformation, like a thought fading so that another may rise. The black holes, the most mysterious of all, are not voids. They are gateways, where the dream folds back upon itself, where light returns to its own source. When you stare into a black hole, you are looking at the moment the dream remembers it is dreaming. Maybe this is why it pulls so strongly, because even the universe longs to wake up. And yet, waking doesn't mean ending. It means remembering. Remembering that every planet, every life, every heartbeat was never separate. It was one consciousness, exploring its infinite possibilities. You, me, every living thing. We are chapters in the same cosmic book, a story that has no last page. Sometimes the universe dreams of being human. It forgets its vastness, so it can feel the warmth of sunlight, the softness of touch, the ache of loss, and the joy of discovery. It dreams so deeply that it believes the dream is real. It believes in years, in beginnings, in endings. And yet somewhere deep inside, the stillness remains, the memory that none of this is truly separate. Every sunrise you've ever seen was the universe opening its eyes again. Every nightfall was it closing them, ready to dream once more. Perhaps sleep itself is our way of syncing with the cosmos. When you drift away into dreams, you are returning to that original silence, the same silence that exists between galaxies. Your dreams are fragments of the universe remembering, each one a tiny echo of that infinite dream that gave birth to all things. If you could see it from outside, you'd see eternity breathing, expanding and contracting like lungs of infinite size. Every breath creates a new reality. Every exhale dissolves it. Birth and death, expansion and collapse, inhalation and stillness. They are all one motion, one pulse of divine awareness. And in between those pulses, there is peace. That peace is you. When you meditate, when you are silent, you step into that pause between creation and dissolution. You step into the heart of the dreamer. Maybe the dreamer is not a being, but a state, a timeless intelligence that imagines stars and minds so it can feel what infinity tastes like. You are that intelligence in temporary form. You are eternity pretending to be a moment. And yet, even as a moment, you are whole. The infinite lives within you like the sea within a single drop. Everything you have ever loved is made of the same essence. The laughter of a friend, the glow of a sunset, the memory of childhood rain. They are waves in the same ocean you call reality. So when you look at your reflection and see time's traces, the lines, the changes, the aging, know this: the form may change, but the awareness behind those eyes has never aged. It is the same witness that watched the first stars ignite, the same stillness that felt the first vibration of existence. You are ancient, older than galaxies, wiser than history, and yet you came here to forget, so that you could feel the miracle of remembering. Every time you feel wonder, you are returning to that truth. Every time you love, you are merging again with the eternal. This is what the dream is for: to experience what eternity feels like when it becomes fragile, when it can break, and when it can heal. Without the illusion of time, there could be no growth. Without separation, no reunion. Without endings, no beginnings. The universe dreams itself fragmented so that it can rediscover its own wholeness. So breathe. You are part of that rediscovery. Each breath you take is the universe folding in and out of itself, like a wave remembering the ocean. Time is not leaving you behind. It is guiding you through the layers of the dream, from chaos to clarity, from sleep to awareness. And when you finally awaken, you'll realize you never truly left eternity. You only closed your eyes for a moment and imagined a journey, because that's what dreams are: the infinite exploring itself through the art of forgetting. And now, as you listen, perhaps you can feel it: the stillness behind every word, the silence behind the sound, the awareness that watches the dream unfold. That stillness is home. That silence is truth. And you are that truth, disguised as a dreamer wandering through the stars. And now, the dream begins to fade, not because it is ending, but because it has shown you what it needed to show. You have traveled across galaxies of thought, sailed through oceans of silence, and listened to the heartbeat of creation itself. Perhaps now you can feel it, that quiet hum beneath all things, the invisible rhythm that never stops, the song of the cosmos, softly whispering, "I am still here." Everything you have ever known was never outside you: the stars, the night sky, the vast unknown. They were reflections in the mirror of your own awareness. The galaxies did not only exist in space, they existed in your perception. And what is perception, if not the universe watching itself, learning to see through your eyes? Maybe you were never just a person. Maybe you were the dreamer, the one who imagined stars just to feel what beauty means. The atoms that form your heart were once part of distant suns. They burned, they exploded, they became dust, and that dust became you. So when you look up at the night sky, you are not looking at something far away. You are looking at your own origin, your own reflection, your own cosmic memory. The universe is not outside. It is within. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. And when you close your eyes to sleep, it is not the end. It is the continuation of the great cosmic dream, a dream that never began and will never end. So let go. Let the stars drift back into silence. Let your thoughts dissolve into the infinite stillness that watches them. You are home now, home in the quiet hum of existence, home in the breath between worlds, home in the knowing that you were never truly separate from anything or anyone. All this time, you were not a traveler in the cosmos. You were the cosmos, traveling through the illusion of self. And as the dream gently folds into silence, remember this truth. The universe is not something you observe, it is something you are. Maybe the universe isn't dreaming you. Maybe you are dreaming it.